see a team looking to make it back to the CFP this year, the LSU Tigers, taking on the runner-up from last year's national championship, the Ohio State Buckeyes. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, here with David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Guys, let's get this thing rolling. The Buckeyes will kick it away to start us off. That ball scoots through the back of the end zone. It'll be a touchback. The fans are ready for this one. The booth's shaking underneath us, guys. The give to the running back from the shotgun. Got enough for the first, and he's still going. That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they get it out to the 36. How about that tough, hard-nosed running? Rich legacy of that at LSU. Reminds me of Charles Alexander.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I was a part of that legacy, Reese, on the other side when Justin Vincent rushed for over 200 yards in the SEC championship game, and that's what you see LSU. That's what I've always thought of watching them growing up. And you watch the way they run their offense, usually it starts with the physicality in the ground game.
You know, the short passing game is a great go-to weapon for any offensive coordinator in the first quarter because it's reliable, obviously, but it also allows you to see how the defense is going to react and play. So for coordinators, this can really open up the rest of your playbook for the rest of the game.
This crowd trying to make life miserable for this offense. One back in the backfield, he gets to carry. Oh, he's got some space. Stopped at the 46-yard line, but give him 10 yards and the first down.
That is a statement play right away. You're playing on the road. The stadium's loud and noisy. You want to quiet him down, run the football down the defense's throat.
LSU getting set on 1st and 10. To the ground, he's got it again. Picks up the first down. They get this sophomore on the ground, but he continues to make plays.
Man, you gotta love the offense coming out with a plan. They're gonna feed their running back. Great job featuring him. Great job setting the physical tone. And they punched this defense right in the mouth and already got them back on their heels.
They'll start this one from the 29 on 1st down. Wants to throw on 1st down. The quick out. He'll go out of bounds right at the 23-yard line. This is the kind of game, a top 25 matchup in the early season that you look for when you're trying to build your resume.
Yeah, these are so fun because as a player you kind of get bored if you don't get challenged. But when you got an early season challenge like this, all the adrenaline, all the juice, Palmer, you're ready to rock and roll.
I love this. We've had this game circled for a long time because we learn a lot in these types of games. What are these teams about? Which conferences are better? You're going to get a lot of answers today.
And the Tigers with a 2nd and short to keep this drive moving. Leaves it with the back. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball.
And that's why he is an All-American caliber player. He is just so physical and dominant against the run. He's able to shed blockers, use his athleticism, use his speed, get to the ball carrier and bring him down. Simply one of the best box defenders you're going to find in the entire country.
Third and long, and he'll try to throw for it. Got his man quickly. He gets it all the way down inside the 10. It'll be 1st and goal from the 8.
When you're a playmaker like this guy is, your coaches are going to dial up plays intended for you, especially on third down. That's what you saw in that last play. There was no question where the quarterback was going with that football. All week long, they decided on the biggest downs of this game, we're going to target our best player, and we're going to make sure that he gets looks. It doesn't matter what the coverage is. You saw it right there on that play.
Now 2nd and goal, and right in the teeth of this noise. Using the quick game. That completion has them right on the doorstep. They'll mark it at the 1.
I like the aggressiveness by this defense. You got to play tight on the wide receivers. There's not a lot of space on the field. You got to be aggressive, and you got to make tackles.
A 3rd and goal, and this defense feeling energy from the crowd. Trying to get the edge with a quick touch pass. Touchdown LSU! And they have the first points of the game.
What a nice job by the offense. First drive of the game, they matriculated down the field, put themselves in a goal-to-go situation on third down. It's not going to be easy throwing it, but they win the matchup, accurate throw, and they get paid.
Getting set for the extra point after putting the scoreboard to work for the first time. And he's got the extra point, and it's 7-0 to start this one. They're coming out to tee it up for the kickoff, and that last score was a real buzzkill for this crowd. Fielded in the end zone, it's Cooks. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. They're going to throw it to start the drive. And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete.
And you must do that against a guy of this caliber. This kind of QB will absolutely pick you apart. You got to get hurries. You got to get pressures. And when you can get hits and make him feel the physicality of the game, maybe you can take that guy and knock him down a few notches.
Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. The offense changing the play. On 2nd down, he'll try to make the connection this time. Throws for the tight end. A strike downfield. Just what they were looking for to get this drive rolling. They're out to the 35.
It is so hard as a defender to have to stop that big fella from catching the corner route, right? He already has great size and long arms, and he can jump. So what do? I mean, you're not trying to create pass interference and a penalty, but that's just a size mismatch, and the offense took advantage.
They'll move the wide receiver. Wants to go up top on 1st down. And the physical play there forces the incompletion on 1st down.
Well, they were trying to sneak him out of the backfield that time into the passing game, but that did not fool anybody on defense. What a hit, forcing that incompletion.
Behind the chains now on 2nd and long. Caught in the backfield, it's Turner. They're now out across the 40, and he's out of bounds at the 42. The Buckeyes are in the hurry-up. Wide receiver going in motion. A little too anxious along that offensive line. That'll be a false start. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. Trying to pick up a first down. Maybe some confusion on the snap count there. That's maybe what caused the false start. Either way, the offense is penalized. A third down try for the offense. Linebackers moving, trying to confuse the quarterback. Might be changing the route. Wants to keep it in the air. And the defense getting a hand in there on third down.
Every defense in the country talks about getting offenses in predictable third and long situations where I can bring on more speedsters and I know the pass is coming so I can have more success.
Fields to punt and try to pick up some yards. They'll get down and put a stop to the return at about the 28-yard line. They'll christen this drive from the 28-yard line. Hands it off. And how about that play by that giant, that mountain of a man on the defensive front?
Man, nowhere to run on that play at all.
About all you can say is do better. But that's the problem. Are they able to do better?
And that's why you keep trying things, right? Keep trying to get on the perimeter, run it up the middle, try different things to see what you do well.
Works the middle of the field. Just dismissing tackles. They're ripping off chunks of yardage. They get it to the 33.
As a head coach, you love it when your quarterback is locked in early. Opening drive, throws a touchdown pass. Really nice throw on that last play. Here in the second drive, he's firing on all cylinders. You can tell this guy did his homework coming into this game, and right now it's paying off.
Exploded for a huge chunk of yards on that last one. They'll try to do it again here, 1st and 10 from the 33. And a good, solid pickup there before the defense knocks him down.
Coaches always harp about staying ahead of the chains, and when you can run with that type of efficiency on first down, man, you are doing just that.
The Tigers can play this second down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. Back to pass. Just not quite able to make the connection. It's incomplete.
That's a throw the QB would like to have back. He just has to do a better job giving his receiver a chance to make the catch.
The horseshoe is rocking, trying to help their defense on third down. Touch pass on the jet sweep. Just outside the red zone as they pick up the first down. They'll spot it at the 22.
I just love the play call. You're getting a fast player out in the open field, and it's enough to get you a first down.
LSU moving the ball quickly down the field. They go to the ground. And after the stop, that is going to put a bow on this first quarter. Guys, LSU has the lead here. We've played one. Before we move on, let's have a look at the stats. They've switched into the field, and we're ready to get things started here in the second. stuck with a running game on first down. Now here they come again. Back to pass on second down. It's complete on the right side. And just a short and safe pass play. They pick up a few.
Nice job by the defense staying glued to him. Getting him on the ground as soon as he catches the football. Knowing he's a threat. I'm not going to let this guy get out of my sights. Nice job by the D.
The crowd getting behind this defense as they try to get a stop in the red zone. Takes it from the gun on third down. Intercepted deep in his own end.
I love the defense's approach on this drive. They didn't panic. They gave up some yards, but what did they do? They forced a third down, a predictable situation, played great discipline, broke on the football, and forced the big interception.
Here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. They really need to find a way to punch back on this drive, already down 14. Motion from the wide receiver. To the air on first down. Extending the play. Had it in his hands and he dropped it. Thought he had another big play and interception. He'll have to settle for the PBU. It's second down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. Out of the gun, the running back has it. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield.
Well, they're just trying to run the ball, but that time there was absolutely nowhere for the running back to go, and as a result, that's a tackle for loss.
Somebody needs to make a play here. It's third and long from the 26. He might want another play. On third down, he drops to throw. Fires to the wideout. Complete to the right. He's going to come up a couple of yards short of the first down.
One of the things I love about this defense is they just have such great awareness, and they're always communicating. They understood the down and distance. They knew exactly what they needed to do to make the tackle to force the punt. That is so well done.
On the move, looking for a little sliver of hope. Everybody stays in their lanes well enough, and they stop him at the 31-yard line. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. LSU will dive into the playbook here on offense. That last possession, a prime example, Jesse, of how things get condensed in the red zone.
Hard to throw when the windows are smaller, and that's what happens down near the goal line, David. But for this quarterback here, just take accountability and ownership. Come out here, lead your offense.
And move on. Like, we needed points. That's something that we can harp on. We'll watch the tape this week, but now it's time to move on. Let's get another drive going.
Going to swing it on second down. Finds his man in the middle. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain.
Wow, the quarterback knew he had to get that one to his receiver quickly on the in route. Did you see the velocity on that throw?
Hang on, Swoopy. The Buckeye crowd alive on third down. From the gun, wants to pass. Looking to the big tight end. Got him downfield. Oh, what a big play for this offense as they get it to the 33-yard line. LSU with the 1st and 10 here. The give. the job up front, and he'll lose a yard on that one.
And, man, it's nice to have a guy that is just better than your guys. And no matter what play you call, man, how about him getting in the backfield quick, penetrating, using his quickness, and using his strength to get him to the ground. That is a ball.
Quarterback touch pass on the jet sweep. How about this sophomore stopping him short of the first down line?
Well, and on these little push passes, timing is so important. You're trying to snap it right as he's getting a full head of steam. When he gets the ball, he's hitting the outside, and David, it puts the defense in such a difficult spot.
You immediately have to be rotating when you see that motion, so everybody's got to communicate and kind of bump over. That's why offenses love to run it. It makes the defense communicate and see if you can just...
Can't find the man, and he'll be knocked down at the 40.
Well, he's one of the best in the country, and after not getting any sacks a week ago, we knew he was going to be a little frustrated, but he told us this week he wasn't going to try to press. He was just going to go out in this game, be himself, knowing the numbers and the stats would come. He's off to a great start in this game.
And they'll pat the kicker on the tail and tell him to go give it a shot. This whole play is going to see if this kicker can operate in a sea of noise. That is no good. And the margin is still 7 after the miss, guys.
And sometimes I just feel like fourth down, man. Just go for it every time. Like the field goal miss, make rate. And listen, kickers have improved the last couple of years, but you left some points off the scoreboard there.
No reason to be in a big rush. They have some time here late in the half. Keeping it on the ground with the running back. And he has a solid gain before the defense bottles him up.
And I like the quarterback making the decision quickly. I'm going to give it. I'm not going to throw the football off the RPO and just let my back get some positive yards. You're getting 5+ yards. That is a great job by the offense. Continue to stick with that.
And the Buckeyes can really attack on this second and short. Oh, does he turn that loose down the middle? He's got it for a big play. What a play there, and he rips off a big one all the way to the 16-yard line. The Buckeyes want to pick up the tempo. This offense has had trouble getting it in gear, but maybe a little life here on 1st and 10. Looking to throw on 1st down. Punts it out of the air. They'll spot the ball at the 12 after that completion.
And quarterback receiver on the same page. Nice job seeing the zone, understanding the drag route concept. Easy pitch, easy catch.
Going to work on 2nd down in the red zone, is still some ground to cover to pick up that 1st down. Looking to fire. It's complete. He'll be stopped just short of the end zone, but they'll have it 1st and goal. Clock stops momentarily for the 1st down. They'll hurry to the line. They'll dial up the run on 1st and goal. And he never had a chance. Just stopped cold as soon as he got it.
There is nowhere to run and nowhere to hide on these situations. You know the physical ground game comes into play inside the 5-yard line, and they match the intensity. Nice job. Everybody flying around to the football, making the tackle for a loss. Nice job by this defense.
Can the D deny them on 2nd and goal? He wants to change this route. Wide receiver comes in motion. Back to throw, time running short in the half. And he waltzes in for the score.
putting a drive together. Nice job punctuating the end of the first half. There's still some time left, Palmer, but they can tie this thing up right now.
Yeah, and this is a staff that has so much confidence in their offense. I like staying aggressive right here, going for two, taking the lead into halftime, and putting a ton of pressure on the opponent.
And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Gentlemen, let's take a look at what's happening in a terrific top 15 matchup. Georgia is running away with this one, thanks to an offense that's been sicking them since the opening kickoff. They're up by 16 over Minnesota. We'll circle back if anything big happens in this college football matchup.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. We'll see them really hit the speed button on the tempo here in the final minute of the first half. Oh, they're after him. Quarterback feeling the pressure, and down he goes at the 22. Timeout called by the defense is their first of the half as they'll go to the sideline and try to make adjustments. The Tigers now with a long way to go to pick up the first down. Wants to throw. He's working against the clock. Here he goes, breaking the pocket. It'll be incomplete. Tried to extend the play, but just couldn't find anybody open.
The offense just has not been able to find a way to get their rhythm going here in the first half. We just haven't seen it in the passing game. That was a really good example of it again. If they're going to score more points in the second half, they've got to make some adjustments here at halftime.
The horseshoe is rocking, trying to help their defense on third down. Looking downfield, and he needs a bunch. That pass not closes. He got drilled trying to deliver it, and it'll bring up fourth down.
And that's a play on third down. This offense just has to do a better job protecting their quarterback. Give him a split second more time to complete that throw, but they couldn't do it there.
Makes the catch, wants to make a move upfield. He's brought down, but a really solid effort to pick up every bit of yardage he could on the punt return. Inside 30 seconds to play in the half. We'll see how aggressive they are on this drive. He wastes no time and comes out throwing. Fires to the big fella. They'll finally drag him down, but not before he gets it to the 40, and it's a first down. The Buckeyes in the hurry up. Looking downfield on first down. Caught. And they'll stop him just short of the first down, just inches away from moving the sticks. Quick timeout call by the offense after the play. Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. Give to the running back. They knock him down, but he's got enough to get it across the line and pick up the first down. This will likely be the last play of the half. The offense will quickly use a timeout. And in the final seconds of the first half, they'll send out the field goal unit. He'll try to put up the 3 ball from 43 yards away. Right down the boulevard. It's good. And with that field goal, they now have the lead. That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update. LSU ready to boot it away and open this second half. It bounds through the back of the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. Buckeyes roll that offense back out there. They got plenty done through the air in the first half, and we'll see if they even need to look for balance as we start the third quarter.
Well, and I think defensively, you understand, like the running game isn't a big part of it.
Breaks into the open. They've got him down at the 40 after he ripped off 15 yards.
And that's why if you're the offensive coordinator, you've got to find as many ways as possible to get this guy going. Just get him the ball. Close to the line of scrimmage. Doesn't need to be a throw deep down the field. He's so dynamic when he has the ball in his hands. You saw it right there.
Out of the shotgun, they go to the ground. He puts him in business across the 50 into the 46-yard line. It'll be first down.
This is going to be a big key for him, David, with the lead here in the second half, running the football, right? Staying on the field and bleeding the clock.
Yeah, run the football. You're ahead. You can be a little bit more conservative. But again, this opens up the pass. This keeps everything in balance for this offense.
Quarterback making checks. Looking to throw on first down. Floating away. Lets it fly. And they dialed up a shot play, but they couldn't hook up.
And that was good defense again. And unfortunately, we've been saying that all game long. Really, really good defense. Or, listen, you can spin on the other side. This offense has really been bad.
What will they dial up on second and a long way to go? Motion from the wideout. Misfired on the last play. They'll go back to the air. Bought a little time. Lets it go. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. Just what this offense was looking for. Sets him up at the 26 for the first down. The time-honored phrase for a quarterback is field general. This dude in this environment, he's like a stadium commander. He's like an elevated rank above field general.
He's like an orchestrator. He knows how to set them off and bring it up and bring the excitement with the big plays and make it look easy time and time again. And that's why this offense is so impressive.
He stopped after a 1-yard pickup at the 25.
And I think this has probably been the most surprising thing of this game so far. This guy's one of the best running backs in the entire country. They just can't get him going. He's never been able to get into a rhythm. You got to give the defense so much credit because they have been able to shut this guy down, and they got to keep that up here in the second half.
They'll move the wide receiver to the air on second down. He almost had the pick, and that could have given them a boost. Instead, it'll be third down.
Another incompletion, and I've said that a lot, and these teams are just struggling. I mean, the offense just doesn't know what to do. Nothing's working. Ground game, throw game. It's kind of been a rock fight on both sides.
They've moved it to the 25, but now facing a third and long. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. That'll be enough for a first down, and they've got it at the 16-yard line. And the Buckeyes come to the line in the hurry-up. Might as well run him until they stop him. He's got it again. He stopped at the 14-yard line, and they'll stay on the attack from there. Second down coming up on this red zone opportunity. Quarterback making adjustments. wide receiver going in motion. Wants to go up top. And he was looking into the end zone, but it's incomplete.
And those sting for offenses, man. You've got an opportunity to get in the end zone, to get the touchdown. It's not easy. It's hard to get guys open. He comes open, and the quarterback, man, I bet he wishes he had that one back.
After the second down misfire, looking at a 3rd and 8. They'll run behind the big guys on the right. He gets it oh so close to the first down marker, but I think he's going to be a touch short. Referee signals timeout. It's the defense wanting to make sure that they have everything just right with a big play coming. And it comes as absolutely no surprise. The offense will stay on the field and go for it on 4th and inches. They stop him short of the marker, and they'll turn it over on down.
Low man wins. Defense that time on 4th down was expecting run. You saw at the point of attack how they just dominated. There was nowhere for that guy to go. Defense wins the down. They give it back up now to their offense.
The Bayou Bengals will run the offense out onto the field. They haven't really been able to light up this scoreboard, but putting points up would be huge here. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple.
This offense has really struggled, and I think you're just waiting for one play, one explosive play to happen to hopefully galvanize you a bit offensively. That's not the case, and there they try to run the football in the first play of the drive, and it gets absolutely blown up for a loss.
Listen to this crowd just shaking the girders of this place, trying to help their defense. Just so smooth along the sideline to drag that toe and get the completion.
Yeah, and you see running backs in today's football, they play wide receiver basically for you, but you got to find a guy that you can throw it to, and you know he's going to catch the ball consistently.
Hang on, Sloopy. The Buckeye crowd alive on 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. Finds the tight end. Runs through a tackle. He fought his way out to the 16, but it'll be 4th down.
Well, they weren't able to gain a lot of real estate on that last completion deep down in their own end. If anything, if you're looking for a silver lining, I guess the punter maybe has a little bit more room to try to get one off now on 4th.
Fields the punt. Wants to make a play. He's got great speed. Very little will make a crowd hold its breath like a punt return, and he brought them to their feet on that one. Okay, here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. And points have been hard to come by in this one. They'll try to put together a drive. Wants to throw on 1st down. Got it in the middle. It's Peppers. Gets him on the ground at the 28, but not before a big 10-yard pickup. The Buckeyes moving quickly to the line. They'll run it from the gun. He's brought down just running hard in the red zone, and he'll be just a few inches short. 2nd down coming up. Back to pass. Caught near the sticks. It's Turner. He smashes his way through again. That completion gets them inside the 10, and the defense is running out of room to defend.
We've got to give the O-line a lot of credit there because it gave the receiver time to work all the way across the field on the drag route against zone coverage. Quarterback gets it to him. He's able to turn it up and get a 1st down.
The Buckeyes are threatening on 1st and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. He pushes his way down to the 4 as they get closer and closer. Defense trying to come up with a stop on 2nd and goal. Tries again to get it in. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball.
It's looking like they're going to have to try to throw this one into the end zone here on 3rd down, David. Quarterback's got to be careful. Can't get greedy because you know these windows, they close fast.
Extremely tight windows. Find your big body guys that you know can win in contested situations here on 3rd down.
Now 3rd and goal and tough yardage to cover here. Wants to adjust the pattern. Motion from the wide receiver. Wants to fire it in the end zone on 3rd and goal. Lets it fly. And it's incomplete. He was looking to the end zone and trying to get 6.
Well, this is a disappointing drive for the offense considering where this drive started in their opponent territory. Now you're 4th and long. You've got to be better throwing the football in those types of situations.
It's good. He hit that one right down the middle. They double their lead up to 6 here in the 3rd quarter.
And you want a touchdown and you want to be aggressive, but man, right down the middle, that obviously gives me some confidence down the road that I can trust this guy.
Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. This drive will start from the 19-yard line. Running back searching for a hole. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
And this offense on 1st down, man, they go backwards. And they built a deficit, and they've been sluggish. And they just need something to get going, to get started, because they've kind of looked out of sorts and out of rhythm this whole game.
As they get set to snap it, time winding down here in the quarter. 2nd down, they'll go to the air. And it'll be incomplete. This is some physical pass defense.
This offense hasn't been able to generate a lot of points in this one. Here in the 3rd quarter, you're seeing the defense and how much pride they take on being physical. It's not just stopping the run. Guys in the back end flying to the football in the air, getting hits on guys, that time on the receiver, knocking it loose.
And they'll get off one more play before the end of the quarter. On 3rd and long, try to convert through the air. Flips it out in the flat. And they'll stop him about 5 yards short of the 1st. Well, guys, Ohio State has the lead here. 3 quarters are in the books. Time becomes a factor both in trying to hold the lead or cut into it as we take a look at the stats. Here comes the 4th. Time to see who steps up, who makes the winning plays to take home that W. Kick is in the air. He'll field the punt and take it back. He gets a block. That nifty return sets up the offense and negates some of the yardage on the punt. Here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. Always good to get points on a drive, David, but chip shot field goals can leave you a little empty.
And I think it's great to get points, but the great teams get touchdowns in the red area. You got to get out there this time and execute a little better on this drive.
You're absolutely right, David. And generally, the best red zone offenses are the ones that run the ball the best. So let's see if they can be a little bit more physical on this drive.
A negative play to open the drive. Let's see what they've got on 2nd and 14. Quarterback adjusting the pattern. Wants to fire on 2nd down. Bringing the heat. Got him in the open. And this defense's head is spinning. He gets it down to the 27.
Well, Reese, you and I were talking about this before the game. How is this defense going to be able to deal with all the speed they have offensively? You saw them just rip off a big play.
And Jesse, now their head's spinning just a little bit. Give up a big chunk play, and it's right back at them. Moving closer to the red zone, it's at the 27 on first down. Little over anxious out of the stands early, and it's a false start. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. First down for this offense. He got a little antsy at the line of scrimmage, and they'll move him back. Mental errors like that just kill drives. We'll see if they can overcome it. They're just making things harder now. It's 1st and 20. From the gun. Give on the inside. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
Well, they want to come out and try to get the run game established, but up front defensively, they made a play. They gave up nothing on that one.
Got to find some breathing room if you're going to establish yourself on the ground, and there wasn't any that time.
Yeah, Reese, I wonder now if this offense is maybe going to try to get to the perimeter of the field and see if they can use their speed to hurt this defense.
And here comes the offense on second down. Looking to fire. Moving out of the pocket. Got his man downfield. They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks.
Well, the offense able to pick up some extra yards after that curl throw there, and because the QB got it to his guy early, he was able to turn around, make a guy miss, and go pick up some yak.
Quite a bit of work to do on third down from the 23, and this D would love to force a field goal try. From the gun, wants to pass. Throws for the end zone. Snags it, and he will score. Touchdown, Buckeyes.
I like the aggressive play calling by the offensive coordinator on that drive as well. There are a lot of coaches that would have played it very conservative, very close to the vest, run the ball, and punt it away, count on your defense, not this guy. He was going to take some shots, count on his own guys to get it done, and now with that touchdown late, they've got a 2-possession lead.
Looking for the two-point try. He wants to throw it. And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf.
That keeps the score. Ohio State 19, LSU 7.
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. He'll bring it out. It's Abraham. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. had not gone the way they had planned, but maybe an opportunity to salvage this bumpy ride so far and avoid the upset. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces second down. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Try to make up for some of that lost ground on second down. Wants to go up top. Rushes on him. And the quarterback goes down at the 11-yard line.
These are the plays as a defense that mean so much for so many reasons. Getting in the backfield, obviously getting the sack, so putting them a little bit behind the sticks, but also hitting that quarterback, making him think. That goes a long way in disrupting the quarterback's rhythm.
The defense all revved up after that earlier sack, and they'll try to stop him right here. On third and long, no secret what he needs here. Sends it downfield. And that'll be incomplete. They certainly weren't afraid to take a shot there, and now it's fourth down.
And I understand the sense of urgency for the offense now because you're trailing here by a lot in the fourth quarter, and you're just trying to take a shot to see if you can get on the board and get some of this momentum back. But the problem is the defense understands that, so they're playing coverage, and they're doing a good job on the back end. Nice job forcing the incompletion.
Down by multiple possessions, they can't come up empty on this drive in the fourth quarter. They'll go for it on fourth down. Under fire. Can't find his man. It'll be incomplete, and that is a heartbreaker this late in the game.
And now you start to feel desperate because down by multiple scores, the clock running out, 2.5+ minutes left in the clock. I got to do everything right now. I have no margin for error. My defense on this next possession, I have to get a 3 down. I have to force a turnover. I have to do something to get me back in this ball game right now.
And that's really nice offensively because you're in the red zone. You do have an opportunity to add to your lead here, but you're staying in bounds. I think the clock right now is the most important thing. How can we keep this thing ticking away? By going down in bounds, you're doing exactly that.
It'll be second down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. Takes a hit as he fires. And the pass is incomplete, but there is a penalty flag. Did they get the receiver for a push-off?
You don't see offensive pass interference called very often, so usually you know it's pretty blatant. It's pretty obvious. It's a severe push-off or, obviously trying to break up a play so you don't give up a pick, but clear offensive pass interference on that play.
And the Buckeyes with a long way to go after the loss on the last play. They'll try to keep this clock moving on the ground. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield.
It's going to be tough sledding for the offense here. They're trying to ice this game by running the football and bleeding the clock. They've got a pretty good lead here late in the game, but the defense knows the run's coming, right? So they're going to be loading the line of scrimmage, getting stops like what they just did. Be interesting to see what the offense does on this next one.
And the last thing they need is to squander this great field position. And into the end zone. And he's loose, and he'll take it to the house. Touchdown, Ohio State.
Yeah, and with that score, you start to get excited because you can feel the momentum starting off 2-0. I mean, you got to finish this one off, but there's a great chance you're going to. But this season has started just like you've wanted it to. Now just keep climbing. See how high we can get in these rankings.
We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Dynamite matchup today, fellas. Let's show you what's going down. East Carolina is lighting up the scoreboard behind an offense that looks just about as good as we've ever seen in Greenville. They're up 14 over Georgia Tech. Any big development developments in this one, we've got you covered with the best studio team in the business. Gentlemen.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. The Bayou Bengals will run the offense out onto the field. They were really aggressive going for it in their own end last time. It put them in a tough spot, David.
Yeah, aggressive, reckless. They got to find the balance with this offense to really be productive. And last possession they went for it, they rolled the dice, Palmer, and it didn't work out for them.
Yeah, if you're better on third down moving forward, though, you can keep yourself out of those situations.
And the Tigers in a good spot here with second and short. The give to the single back. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender.
You got to give this defense credit because they have bottled this guy up all game long. He's one of the best running backs in all of college football. Everybody was expecting him to have a big one today. Don't tell that to this defense, though. They've played with great effort. They've gotten hats to the football, and they have been able to shut him down.
Drag down, but they'll move the sticks for a first down.
And that's so tough as a defense because they only got to get inches. But I got to find a way to somehow get a knockback, stop the running back's feet right there. I couldn't do it. He gets downhill just enough, and he gets the first down.
It's a good job, too, there on third down by the offense because a major statistic in football in terms of winning and losing is how good are you at staying on the field, keeping drives alive. Whether it's third and long or third and inches, you just have to go execute. They do it.
Takes an easy one to the back. And they pick up just a few on that completion.
And defensively, this is exactly what you want, right? You got the big lead, so you can play big zone coverages. Just keep the ball in front of you. Keep your eye on the quarterback. Rally to the football. Gang tackle. You're going to win this game.
Picked up some yardage with that completion. Now second down. They'll go to the ground. Really nice job to squirt his way up to the 31-yard line.
And, you know, when we talk about great third down defenses, it really starts with them getting stops on first and second down. You've got to get those stops early in the drives to set up third and long, so that's a missed opportunity on that second down by this defense.
LSU will get a first down.
And this is a guy that can find you the hidden yardage. That play, he just pushes the pile to get that first down.
They'll snap it on first down from the 35. They'll try the run. Finds a little space. Pretty good effort on that one to work his way up to the 42.
You want to make play calling easy for an offensive coordinator? Run the ball like that every play. I mean, when you can run that on first down and set up a short yardage on second down, it makes play calling easy. Every single call on that sheet is available here on second down.
The Tigers with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. And they'll wrestle him to the ground after a short gain.
And that run really didn't go anywhere. And a lot of times we don't focus on it enough. But how important those five guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those five offensive linemen.
And that will be the final play as the clock strikes 0 here. Coming into this one, we wondered whether these guys were a little bit overrated, and certainly they did nothing to dispel that notion.
They were playing angry today, and I know talking to some of their players, David, coming into this game, they felt like they were being disrespected